In terms of advertising, advertisers need really good measures of what the audiences are. And all this social buzz has created a new field, which I am not fully involved in, but I am aware of, which is all analytics. And so if you can monitor the traffic or the commenting that is going on the internet about a certain piece of content, and obviously television is a big one, you can actually have a much better idea than the traditional analytics about who's watching it. And actually there is a spin-off company from MIT right now called Bluefin Labs, with whom I'm not involved, but with which I'm not involved. They're very famous. But what we wanted to do in terms of social television or social consumption of content is slightly different. It is not that much about analytics, but about engagement. And I think that is also another thing. It's not just being able to measure people who are actually watching it, but I think also encouraging engagement to the content. And that is actually very important for content producers. So projects that we're having right now with some content producers are directed towards that, how we can increase the engagement, which deals with this idea of convergence of devices and stuff, so you can actually watch on different devices, but also how do you create that engagement while protecting content, while protecting privacy, while allowing subgroups of people to communicate while others do not. So there's two things. There's analytics, which again we are not very involved with, and then there's engagement. And I think analytics is very important for advertisers. Engagement is very important for the content producers, being of any kind, really. Well, engagement is an interesting thing because until very recently, people in the networking world, to which I am part of, were looking at what they would call quality of service. And quality of service meant that you were trying to get the best network out there, and that was it. More and more people are looking at quality of experience, and you can have a very good network in one part, but actually what this network is giving you, because to make the best network in the world you had so much delay that actually when you're at the other end watching TV you don't see anything anymore because your system lost sync, for example. So how do you improve that? One of the big success in our group has actually been looking at how video is consumed on the web and what people do not like. And people do not like when it stops. So if you want to create engagement and your video is going to stop every 2 or 3 minutes, people are going to go to something else. And so by using some of the network coding techniques that were developed in our group, we can actually, even in a very congested train, and we tried it on the Acela between Boston and New York, and some of our students tried them in a Starbucks in Harvard Square, in a very crowded environment with very little wireless or officially wireless capacity, we could watch full stream video with no stopping. And that is going to improve engagement. Another thing that we started looking at, and this goes with the privacy work that we're doing with a major content producer, and is to improve engagement. If the 4 of us here have an iPad or an iPhone and we want to watch the same piece of content, do we all have to scram on one little screen? No, we should each be able to watch it on our different streams. Do we need then to have 4 streams going back all the way to the main server? Probably not. One of us is enough. How do we distribute this so that we're all happy and that the content producer knows that this is not pirated information? Well, this is also what we do by doing some badly named peer-to-peer or super distribution, but it's essentially communal viewing with content protection. And this is also going to help people being engaged, and this is what, again, the content providers want to have. They're not that interested in how many streams go back to their servers. They're interested in how many people actually watch it, and with good quality. So if we can take advantage of the resources that are here, that's going to improve engagement also.